We think about 80,000 to 100,000 thoughts a day. That's right. That's roughly 2,500 thoughts an hour. And I'm sure I probably have 10 times more. At least it feels like it. And the bothersome part of this is most thoughts aren't voluntary. So they're actually not conscious what we're doing. They just pop in our heads, oftentimes without invitation. So maybe you think this is how inspiration strikes, but I can tell you that 99% of the time, it's simply mundane stuff that keeps running over and over and over. We think that thinking is like the pinnacle of evolution. That's what distinguishes us from the animal, but it's a double-edged sword. And with this video, I'm going to show you what high heels and overthinking have in common and how this can be really dangerous and how you can overcome this. So not only can overthinking lead to a mental rut, as study shows from Harvard University evening, they can get you stuck, that you can even run out of ideas and new solution in your life and in your business. I'm Suzanne McAllister. I'm the Barefoot Overthinking coach and therapist, and I'll help you to reach your goals in less time, effort, with no mind drama. This is the only channel that teaches you how to stop mind drama, overthinking, and anxious thoughts so you can get all your ambitions met and reach your goals in your business and in your life. And because why wouldn't you want to reach your goals? It's 2022 and you want to spend more time with your friends and more time outside. You want to do the things that you really want to do, afford the things that you really want to have, and all of this without going crazy with overthinking and anxiety. So back to the research. Research has found that many overthinkers believe they're actually doing themselves a favor by cycling through their thoughts. But the truth of the matter is that it's actually a dangerous game with which can have a lot of negative consequences in our well-being. David Spiegel, the director of the Center of Stress and Health at Stanford Healthcare, he says, there are times when worry about the problem is a lot worse than the problem itself. And I can only tell you that definitely has happened to me. But there are real physical consequences to overthinking. Like there's real consequences to using these high heels. I used to wear high heels all the time. Now I'm the Barefoot Overthinking coach for a reason. Wearing high heels made my leg look sexy and it gave me confidence, and I thought I had to do this. But I had so much foot pain. Actually, last year I spent nearly all of the year in a moon boot. Well, the year before. There's shoes that you can only wear to dinner, right? The ones that you can only bear from the car to the table, and then sitting down and you take the shoes off under the table and then you go out. So I did this not only because I wanted to feel sexy, but I really thought this is what I had to do to be like part of the business people and part of life, and that would give me confidence and self-esteem. So I ended up with plantar fasciitis, and seriously, I had to walk on all fours to the toilet in the middle of the night sometimes. So they give you foot pain, ankle sprains. They actually really can damage your spinal curve. That gives you crooked feet, and they weaken your ligaments. But obviously I'm not like the foot coach or anything. I'm just a barefoot coach. So let me tell you what happens in your body when you overthink. First of all, you're really less likely to take action. So this is what happens in your mind. So the Yale Stress Center study found that overthinking creates so many options, choices, scenarios, and concepts that you're paralyzed by them. You could get stuck in potential consequences. They might not even happen, but worrying about them. And then you just keep going over and over and over, and it freezes us actually from taking action. And if you don't try things, you don't fail. And we all know we need to fail to be successful in our profession and to be successful in life and be successful in our business and even our relationships, because that's how we make things better. So when you finally move forward with a decision, you might end up making the wrong one because you got so mixed up by all the competing thoughts in your mind that you have. Also, your gut feeling or instinct gets overridden because you have so much other input. Or you might end up not making the choices that are right for you in that moment. Has that happened to you? It definitely has happened to me. I'm a really creative person. I love making these videos and I get really excited but my overthinking did stifle my creativity for a long time. Because I'm less creative, I overthink all the things, what do people think, and when I put this out. And when certain parts of our brain and the cognitive process needs to be quiet to be more creative. So overthinking can lead to this mental rut, and it can cause you to get stuck. So it creates mental roadblocks that make you challenging how you think in novel ways. So there was a study from Stanford University that came to the same conclusion. So while hooked up on a magnetic, so an MRI machine, participants were asked to draw a series of images. Some, they were easy to illustrate and some were difficult to illustrate. And the more difficult images they were to draw, the more the participants had to think and the less creative their drawings were. On the flip side, the less thought involved, the more creative the drawings were. In short, too much thinking seems to put a cap on your creativity, and that definitely goes with the overthinking that we all seem to do. Physical effects, your energy levels drop because it takes so much of your mental energy to overthink. Your brain is generating so many different thoughts and scenarios and anxiety-provoking thoughts that really cost your energy. The mental energy without any sort of physical outlet can be fatiguing and makes it feel like you're exhausted because you spend so much time inside your head. And that's been definitely me for many times in your life until I learned this little trick, and I'll come and I teach this to people as well. So when we overthink and stress ourselves out, our bodies produce cortisol, the stress hormone that you know so much about. And over time, the constant release of cortisol depletes us and it can cause us burnout. It's like running your car in the wrong gear and revving it up all the time. It's running, but you're not getting very far. Believe me, it took a long time for me to get my sleep sorted as well because overthinking really killed my sleep. It took a big hit. I use this Oura ring, I use mindfulness meditation. So let me know if you struggle falling asleep due to overthinking as well, and comment. So shuffling to thoughts rather than shutting down and getting some shut-eye was definitely my thing. And your body needs to get into a state of calm in order to sleep, doesn't it? Your heart rate needs to go down, as does your blood pressure and breathing. So overanalyzing cannot be arousing. So when the thoughts are more anxious and they pull you out of this soothing state, but even the melatonin production stops when you overthink and takes you out of the state your body needs to go for a really restful sleep. And once your sleep starts suffering, we know that it's easy to get stuck in a nasty whirlwind of exhaustion and sleep deprivation. If you don't sleep, you have less energy, you get less exercise, you get less productive in your business and in your life, you snap at people. I've definitely done that. And even if you sleep less or have sleep problems, you might even get heart problems. Your appetite might change. So overthinking can have profound impact on your appetite. For some, it can suppress the appetite. I'm not one of these lucky ones. I've always been the one that's like, woo, if I'm overeating and stressing, I overeat. So if I overthink, I overeat. That was it. So I do the worry eating. I do that because I want to soothe myself. I want to distract myself. So your body goes and reaches for the things that have worked for you before. And then many people also go for the tastiest and unhealthiest things when they're stressed. I go for healthy things, but even eating healthy things into a bit of a portion, All right, there's also a reason that high-fat, sugary foods are called comfort foods because they soothe us down. So the cortisol, the stress hormone we talked about earlier, that increases your appetite as well. And along with dropping your motivation, but then your motivation to eat goes up. So overthinking doesn't just affect you mentally, but the physical aspects of your life. And it steals your time, doesn't it? It robs your time, it robs your joy. So what helps overthinking? So I coach people, so I coach mindset. So we'll really go into the nitty-gritty. But I also teach them mindfulness meditation, I teach them breathing and movement, the right foods to eat, like how to calm. But I also teach them because I help people with business and I help women that are ambitious in their profession. What I really love teaching them is mindfulness meditation. So this is where the concept of avoiding overthinking through mindfulness meditation comes in. First, some key things. So mindfulness is the ability to simply be in the moment. There's no crazy thing. It's scientifically proven. So it's a tool to help us with the practice. Meditation is the tool to help us with the practice of mindfulness. There are many forms of meditation, but the one that I really love is mindfulness meditation. So we use mindfulness in many, many ways. And it doesn't require you to be like a Jedi type mind control. It's just about getting into the habit of observing and noticing the present moment in the here and now. You don't have to sit in lotus position and do or focus on the candle for 30 minutes with an unwavering mind, because maybe only like very, very highly skilled monks can do that, but most of us, they can't do that. But mindfulness is for everyone and can be done on the go too. So when you meditate, it's just a lot of fidgeting and at the beginning. So maybe like for me, it was always about like all the things I need to do after this and what it is. Everybody looks so, and I'll be picking, and everybody looks really relaxed because I learned this like 30 years ago. That's a long time. But gradually, if you keep up the practice, it's like an everyday, tremendous benefits occur in the long run. You get stress reduction, anxiety control, improved concentration and memory, emotional balance. You can focus in your business, you can make better decisions, you can be more productive. The list goes on and on and on. Study after study has shown how the brain of successful meditators physically changed. So MRI studies show that neural pathways light up differently in meditators' brain than in those that don't. So they use far more of their brain, and they use the calm brain that you really need to succeed in business and in your life today. There's no downside to trying practice other than maybe if you're super tired, you might have an unscheduled short nap. If we could give somebody a pill and say, this is you can have this brain state, it would be like a bestseller in every chemist. And yet, why don't we practice it? Because it takes time and practice and patience. And sometimes like we have commitment phobias, especially if we overthink. So how do we meditate? I actually have a present for you. If you go to my website, the link is below, suzannemcallister.com/mindfulness. I have a simple 6-minute meditation as a gift for you. So you can start yourself up for a better day and a great new start of the morning. This is what I have for you today. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Just go in there, click it. You can download it straight away, download it to your computer, and then you've got 6 minutes in the morning where you can start your day with some mindfulness meditation, with some breathing. And everybody has 6 minutes, even if you have to lock yourself in the toilet or like hide under the bed. Or maybe that's not such a good idea. Or if you're like sitting in the car before you go to work or before you go wherever you need to go. So 6 minutes, download it. The link is there, suzannemcallister.com/mindfulness. This is my present for you for today. Please subscribe and hit the bell. I give you lots of goodies and lots of good learning and new research and newest edge, everything, because I love learning how to help my clients the best. So if you're interested in working with me, you can also fill out a form and book a 30-minute clarity session with me. But yeah, for now, download the meditation. 6 minutes, it's there for you, it's free, and it's amazing. Thank you so much for watching today.